Hello, my friend. In this video, we're discussing how leaders can increase employee engagement by helping employees find meaning at work. The clip is from an interview we did with Libby Gill, who is the author of You Unstuck and The Hope-Driven Leader. This is Business Leadership Today. I'm your host, Matt Tenney.
How is it that leaders can really paint a vivid picture of a better future than today and tie employees' work to that vision?
Yeah, Matt, I was always a communications person. I cut my teeth on my working in communications in the entertainment industry. Not a warm and fuzzy environment when you're on the corporate side, as you are the spokesperson, or I was, for many different scenarios and situations. So everything I said came out in the media. I'd see it in the Wall Street Journal, the New York Times the next day. So you get very good at choosing your words. And that's the first thing, is when you're sharing your purpose, you can't assume everybody knows what you know. The organization and the top leaders understand the mission and the purpose of the organization, but many people are coming to work for a paycheck. They've sort of got a job, higher level, they've got a career, and even beyond that, some people really have a calling. So you need to take it to that level of a calling. Find the things about the work that people are doing that's truly meaningful. If you're working in, say, healthcare, but you don't see the end users, you don't work with patients, connect the dots for people, let them see how valuable their everyday job is to the people that need them. Then it's just a subtle shift to take that into the future. What do you see as a leader of the organization? Because again, you are privy to what the top leaders, maybe the founders of the organization, what they set out to accomplish. But that doesn't mean everybody knows where you want to be in 6 months or a year or 5 years from now. And it's up to the leader to share that information. And the best way is to create a narrative, to create a really compelling story that is so alive and so robust that people can say, oh, I get it. I see where we're going and I see how I connect to that. And it's all about the way you communicate and the way you tell those stories. And Matt, I'm sure you've seen those great leaders that have success stories that they share. It can be as simple as sending an email out, thanking someone for a job well done, and copying a gazillion people on that email so they understand not only are you acknowledged for this great thing, and doesn't have to be huge, just an everyday great thing, but you're appreciated for it. And as you do that and you get people's trust, they start to see the future that you're seeing. And it doesn't happen one time. I always tell my leaders, if you've said it 1 million times, that's about the time other people are getting it.
Right. Let's go back to the healthcare example. Mm-hmm. So you've got, in my view, heroes on the front line, especially this is being recorded during the COVID pandemic. And these are people risking their lives every day to treat people who are dealing with a deadly disease, in addition to their normal duties. And then you've got people in the hospital systems who never see a patient.
Right.
They're supporting these people. How would a leader in a hospital system, just as an example, really make a strong connection between how important the role of the bookkeeper is and the receptionist, for the senior leader's office or whatever the job is where they're never seeing a patient, connected to that heroic, inspiring work of people risking their lives on a day-to-day basis.
And of course, there are so many more people that don't see a patient than there are who do. There's so many people that keep those systems running. I worked with an HR leader in healthcare in a major hospital system. She was in charge of benefits and compensation and all of those things that really keep the machine humming. But she would take a stroll through the wards when she could, and there were times that she couldn't during the heat of COVID, and see the people that were there and talk to the doctors and the nurses and people who were literally on those front lines. And it just refreshed and reminded her of what she was doing every day. She didn't touch the lives directly of those patients. But it took her back to, I've got to keep this machine moving so smoothly so that there's no interruption in HR issues and compensation, that we're onboarding people properly. It is my duty, and she felt it was her privilege to serve those people and to solve any kind of problem they had related to their employment. Now, that was a leader that understood the why of what she was doing, even though she was not literally saving lives.
Right. So would you, maybe to extend that down to frontline people who might, it might be a little harder for somebody who doesn't, if she's a director level or executive level person, she of course can just go walk in the wings of the hospital when she wants to. For frontline people, what do you think? Maybe having leaders create a way that employees can have regular time to go see what it's like on the front lines and see who they're supporting and the impact that that's making on the lives of patients?
Sure. I worked with the company Medtronic, who creates pacemakers and all kinds of medical equipment. And they would bring a patient or a patient video into some of their big conferences, like their sales conference or their leadership conference, so that people would hear the story of how lives were changed because of that medical device. I mean, literally saving lives and making the quality of life so much better. They also sent people on missions to other countries to share those procedures and those devices. So when people got to go, and and these were not all doctors or physicians, some were scientists. One of their scientists told me that she had gone to Guatemala and had gone on this service mission to help train people on how to implant some of their devices and how the procedures worked. And seeing that, when she's not working in a hospital every day, she may be in a research lab, but she's not treating patients, to see the effect of their work, to see the impact they have on life-saving techniques and quality of life, and bringing a patient forward to say, wow, you changed my life, and here's what I can do now because of the device that you all created and made for me. I mean, there's not a dry eye in the house when people hear those stories.
Right. I'm actually inspired. Just imagining this right now and feeling some tears in my eyes. What did you see? Did you get a chance to work with them for some time after this and kind of see the effects on how engaged people were with their work once they got to see the impact that they were a part of?
I think in all the companies I've worked with, that's a big part of it, is reminding leaders to share that. And you can share it in so many different ways, whether it's a video or bringing people in or getting everybody on a Zoom call with someone whose life has been affected. And it doesn't have to be in that kind of, we've saved a life way. In entertainment, the joke was always, this is not the cure for cancer, which it certainly was not. Right. But providing, think about during this time in COVID, when people were locked down with not much more entertainment than maybe a walk around the block and their streaming services. And suddenly you realize, hey, look, we're bringing laughter into people's homes. We're bringing engagement. We're bringing, information. So reminding people that, hey, what you do matters. It can come in all sorts of forms.
We hope you found this video valuable. If you did, please hit that like button so this video can help other people too. We love getting feedback, so please leave a comment below letting us know what you found most helpful in this video. If you'd like to listen to the entire 30-minute interview, please visit businessleadershiptoday.com. The link is in the description below. Also, if you'd like to see more videos like this one, please be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and opt in for notifications. Until next time, I wish you great success building a world-class organization that makes a positive impact in the lives of team members and in our world.